Hello everyone, my name is David and today I'm gonna record this video. How dinosaurs actually died. The ruthless murder was committed. Someone killed the dinosaurs and we have a murder. Witnesses say that an Everest-sized astronaut hit Earth, devastating the planet and caused mass extinction. A simple, fascinating, and convincing explanation, or is it? In the last few years, new evidence has reinvigorated an older theory at a second suspect, a very slow liquid asteroid 10,000 times bigger, hitting Earth on the opposite side of the planet. Like a true crime channel we are. Let's look at the new evidence and tell a different story that could change everything that we thought we knew. The last day of a kingdom. 66 million years ago, Earth was barely recognizable. It was the last days of the Cretaceous, one of the hottest periods in Earth's history and much more humid. Lush jungles and woodlands covered much of the planet. Even the polar regions were home to forests of prehistoric pines and ferns, amazing ecosystems that were robust enough to survive the many months of darkness during the polar night. Oversized animals were everywhere. Plesiosaurs were filled the skies. Marine lizards and long-necked monsters up to 15 meters swam in the sea, in the oceans, and on land. Basically, everything larger than 1 meter was a dinosaur, one of the most successful animals to ever walk Earth, dominating the world for more than 150 million years. And they were all murdered. All these majestic creatures vanished in a split second of geological time. Why? Yes, it's true that around that time a big asteroid hit Earth, but was this actually what killed the dinosaurs, or did it just arrive in time to get all the blame? Because according to some recent science, just before the asteroid struck an ancient nightmare, older than even the dinosaurs decided to destroy the world. Let's look how it might have done it. The beast slowly awakens. The ancient continent most resembles the world today. Not quite. India was still continent-sized tropical island full of lush rainforests and exotic life on its way to smash through Asia. But this paradise is also host to something else, the Deacon's Trap. A volcanic region 1,000 kilometers wide and about to come in life in a dramatic fashion. The apocalypse began quietly and silently about 800,000 years before the impact. The Deacon's traps began to exhale about 10 million tons of CO2 each year, which grand seems of things that not much. For a long time, no one noticed. The problem is these emissions wouldn't stop. For half of a million years, they're starting to dangerously pile up the atmosphere. About 300,000 years before the asteroid, the Deacon traps start to vomit lava. This was nothing like a normal eruption. It was lava flood. Imagine a landscape with volcanoes stretching beyond the horizon. They were constantly active, releasing a steady flow of massive amounts of poison and lava, erupting by more violent and deadly eruptions. The lush paradise of India was the first victim. The gigantic clouds spread toxic fumes and poisoned coastal regions. Clouds of ash darkened the sky as rivers of magma started massive wildfires, creating many local ecosystems and paving the continent with dead dinosaurs. Still, at this point, it all looks like a local catastrophe and hit our planet over billions of years in history. Has stopped here. There might still be dinosaurs today, but the nightmare hasn't begun yet. The beast turns furious. The Deacon traps would not just stop spewing lava, and so, after hundreds of thousands of years, never-ending volcanic emissions, the catastrophe became global. First, the planet experienced a wave of heating, with the ocean getting at least 2 Celsius hotter in just 100,000 years, which is bad. Just about time frame that leaves ecosystems a chance to adapt. But then nature would pull a cruel prank. Some of the gases trapped heating the planet while others cooled it down, but the mix was uneven. So the tidal warming, a period of cooling followed. Massive shifting ecosystem that barely managed to adapt to hotter temperatures. At the same time, the sulfur in the atmosphere came back down as acid rain, while CO2 was acidifying the ocean and killing plankton, which is still today the basis of the food web in the oceans. If planktons disappear, mass extinction is all but guaranteed. But now the grand finale was about to begin. About 50,000 years before the impact, the true apocalypse came, like a cosmic horror breaking out of its prison. Decaying traps roared and screamed and began to spew out tens of trillions of tons of magma and even more deadly gases in onslaught and last for several thousand years, rolling over ecosystem, devastating everything they reach. For a time that is long of human civilization, for lava abandon brought massive wildfires. Earthquakes and tsunamis have smashed and shook the continent so much that heat releases the roaring hot interior of planets that it might have created hurricanes, cyclones that 10 kilometers wide, with winds reaching almost 100 kilometers per hour, 3 times more than the deadliest hurricane that ever recorded by humanity. These storms are so massive and intense that they could reach 10,000 kilometers into the stratosphere and rip holes into the ozone layer, with devastating consequences for all life without protections from the sun's radiations. And now, of course, the hyperstorms occurred. Devastation and death would follow. And if this wasn't enough, out of the guts, the Earth became global amounts of venom. Giant clouds filled with mercury and hydraulic acid rolled over the planet, delivering the final blows that remained once magnificent the fire world. As the food chains crumbled, the whole world around them collapsed. One of the dinosaurs to ever walk the earth may have died vomiting toxic foam while being bathed in acid rain, a cruel end for members of a noble family that had ruled the world for so long. Then it just ended. The frenetic eruption slowed down, and the endless Natural disasters began to fade away, but the world was changed forever. The monster has left an unfathomable devastation and corpses in its wake. When the planet's ecosystem far away are severely wounded, it was the end of the whole geologic area. The murder that starts slowly and turns loud and violent. And then it happened. Like a cosmic jolt on the other side of the world, bright dot of light appeared in the sky. And an instant later, an asteroid 10 kilometers across smashed into Earth with the power of 4 billion atomic bombs. If you want to see this, we made a whole video about it. Life on Earth is murder victim barely holding this way. This was the final blow. Just too much. After a massive scare on the other side of the world, the decaying straps went exploding tens of trillions of tons of deadly gases for another 800,000 years, making sure the devastating planet stayed covered in poison. When they eventually finished and truly went back to sleep, 75% of all species of Earth perished, most famously almost all dinosaurs, except birds. Only dinos that's still with us today. Their stunning beauty and diversity as shine. Remember how majestic and wonderful their larger cousins must have been. So, who was the murderer? Were dinosaurs doomed by the traps, or would they survive without the asteroid? Was it teamwork? Well, we don't know. Scientists have been fiercely debating these questions for years, but for now we have no definite answer. The timeline of the events we shown here is based on the most recent reconstructions of the evolutions of the Deacon traps. There are other ones that paint a different picture, but right now scientists are still fiercely arguing over this. Check out our sources to learn more. So this much of a true crime, we can't end this story with an easy and satisfying resolution. The time has a nasty habit from erasing event, or we'll never really know. But there is something else hidden in the dust, and something truly terrifying as we learn more and more. About the past, we found that at least 4 of the big 5 mass extinctions happened at the same time as Earth was furious, spewing gigantic amounts of magma. The monsters might have killed the dinosaurs deemed to be a serial killer. The worst massacre ever, the Permian mass extinction 250 million years ago, was caused by a Siberian trap. A hellish flood of lava killed 95% of all the species on Earth, almost bringing life to its knees. Until recently, many scientists thought that this made an outlier, but the new evidence suggests it might have been the rule. Other big mass extinctions happened when other monsters awoke from its death and longer, more violently it rampaged. The more slaughter we can see the fossil record. So maybe the dinosaurs were not massacred by a casual murder from outer space, but a serial killer hiding beneath our feet. Do you need to worry about all of this? Definitely not. While the monsters is real, it's amazingly slow and currently very sleepy. If it's about to awake again, scientists monitoring Earth's interior would get a warning really early, maybe millions of years in advance, time enough to prepare and move out of the way. So that is the end of the video, and bye bye.